Today, we are going to be engraving metal with the Cricut Maker. I'm going to show you how to engrave these aluminum blanks and turn them into a cuff bracelet. You can do all of this with your maker and the Cricut engraving tip. Let's get into it. The Cricut engraving blade or tip looks just like this. It has a little number 41 down on the bottom so you know which one it is. It has kind of a blunt tip, but very different from the knife blade or the fine point blade that comes with your machine. A lot of the Cricut tools have a quick swap option. Push this little button on top and the tip comes off. So that way you can keep this with your machine and just swap it out for these little tips. There's all kinds of different ones you can try. This gets loaded into clamp B. And now we're ready to start our engraving project. I'm going to be using the ImpressArt Essential Bracelet Kit with the Cricut engraving tip to make bracelets. Anytime I'm starting a new technique, I like to start with a kit like this one. It ensures that I have all the pieces that I need before I start the project. What I love about this kit is it comes with this bracelet bender. This is going to help take these flat metal pieces and turn them safely into cuff bracelets. I can also use this tool right here to help round off those bracelets. This kit comes with a number of different sizes of aluminum blanks that we can engrave and also some darkening fluid that helps your engraving really stand out. The blanks come with a film that we can just peel off, revealing the aluminum. This is the piece that I'm going to put on my Cricut mat and that I'm going to engrave. I'm using a standard grip mat to do this project. If you have the purple strong grip mat, that's going to work even better. Either way, you need a mat and some painter's tape. Having these lines on the mat is going to be really helpful. We're going to place our blank about 1 inch down and 1 inch across and use those lines to line it up perfectly. Then we're going to use some painter's tape to secure it so it doesn't move around. I'm going to be engraving in the middle, so I want my tape to be on the outside here. Once it's nice and secure, now we can go over to Cricut Design Space and create a project. The first thing I want to do in Cricut Design Space is create a shape that is the same size as my bracelet blank. And I'm going to color this white just so I can see my engraving a little bit better. Now I'm going to add some text. Right now this is on cut. I want in my operation up here to go down to engrave. And if I choose a larger font like this, I'm going to only engrave the outline. So I'm going to go up to font. And when you're searching for a font, you can filter by different styles. I'm going to filter by writing styles. This is going to give me some single line fonts. So there's a couple different things you can do with a font. If you want to bring the letters closer together or further apart, you can change them here. We can size it appropriately. I want to make sure it's going to fit inside my box here. Then if you select everything on the page and click Align, can line it all up right in the center. Now I want to make sure that when I'm clicking on the writing here, I go up to Operation and I choose Engrave. Now that I have everything just how I want it, I can click Make It. We're going to cut on a mat. Now there's a couple things we want to do here. This is broken up into 2 mats. We have the words on one, and we have the shape on the other. So on the mat that has the shape, I'm going to click on these 3 little dots and click Move Object. Then I'm going to select that first mat with the words. Now we have both items together on the first mat. This shape represents the bracelet that is taped to the mat, and we went 1 inch down and 1 inch across. So this shape needs to go in the same spot that the bracelet blank is in. Then I can put the words exactly where I want them. And once I'm happy with that, then I can take this box, click those 3 little dots, and hide it because we don't need to cut that. Now on to the next step. In this screen, we're going to select the material. Since I have the engrave function selected, it's only going to give me compatible materials here. So under metal, I'm going to choose aluminum sheets. There's a couple other metals that you can choose. I found this one works really well. And now we're ready to go over to the machine. When loading the mat into your machine, make sure that those white star wheels are moved out of the way so that the metal can slide under the rail. And there is our engraving. Right now it's a little bit difficult to see, so we're going to pull this off and apply some of that darkening liquid so we can really see our engraving. So I've got my surface protected here, and this is what I'm going to use to darken the letters. This is a stamp enamel, and it's going to sit just inside of the engraving. What I like about this kit is it comes with just a little bit for me to use, and then I can always buy more. I'm going to cover all of the engraving that I did with my Cricut. Then I'm going to let this sit for a couple of minutes to really soak in. Then after a few minutes, I'm just going to use a soft cloth to wipe off the extra. It'll come off of the aluminum, but it'll stay in those engraving lines. And if I have some places that are a little bit lighter, I can go back in and just add some more stamp enamel to that. The final step is using these tools to turn our metal blank into a cuff bracelet. We start by placing the bracelet into the end and just pulling it around, giving us a nice cuff. And then repeating that on the other side. So there's the start of the cuff bracelet, and then this tool right here has a rounded top. This is going to help give me that perfect rounded look right in the center. And there it is. I have a custom engraved metal cuff bracelet using this great kit from ImpressArt and the Cricut engraving tip. You can find links to both the engraving tip and the ImpressArt bracelet kit down in the description below so you can get started creating your own. If you like simple crafts and Cricut tutorials, be sure to subscribe. I am here every week with new videos. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.